The men's hockey team closes out the regular season with a road series against Minnesota this weekend. Both games will begin at 7 p.m. with Friday's game televised by ESPN News and Saturdays on BTN. Head coach Mike Eaves is here and will take questions.
I know you hung on Saturday, and people will tend to kind of look at how the game ended, but you did so many good things in the other portion of the game. Is that kind of the way you'll break it down with the boys this week?
Well, we've played better and lost, so I'm not going to lift a gift horse in the mouth and say no thank you. It's not the way we diagrammed it out, but we found a way to win, and that in itself is a small step in the right direction. It's a different task for us in terms of our young team learning how to, finally figure out how to play with a lead and win. So another chapter in a book, another paragraph, and we'll move forward from there.
Was the learning that they somehow survived that third period, or is it learning that this wasn't quite good enough, we got to do it differently to survive in more cases?
It was interesting watching the game yesterday at home. I kept writing SL down, SL, storyline. What's the storyline here? In terms of the things that we were doing in that third period that weren't the things that we talked about or diagrammed. And, until you're in that situation and you live it and you have to walk through it and step on the coals, do you find out how really hot it is? And so we will look at those storylines here. And we won't look at the whole third period, but there are definitely themes that we can do better and we will be better at because of this week and the experience that we had on Saturday.
Mike, did you see enough from Adam Miller to put him in your plans for goaltending down the stretch here?
As good as Adam played, he's still our backup. It was good to see for a couple of reasons how Adam played, in that he hadn't played so long, and for him to come in and just play, he just kind of was just, this is my last chance, and he put it all out there and really played well. So we know that, if something happens to Matty, that young Adam is ready to go for us. But in playing Matty on Saturday and the performance he gave, 46 saves on 49 shots, that, he's going to be our guy as we head into this stretch here.
Yeah, that series with Minnesota here had to be a low point for years. How does that play into this? Do you forget about it? Do you bring it back? Is it a motivating factor? Or?
Oh, absolutely. Well, I went down to the weight room this morning at 8:30, and the guys are there. I said, hey, fellas, looking for a little bit of a theme this weekend. What do you think? It's 8:30 in the morning in the middle of their workout. What's the coach doing down here? And it was just like, well, what do you remember about who we playing? What do you remember the last time? And Matty Jurczyk was in the in that group. I said, Matty, what was the score of that game? 9-2. 30 shots. It seemed everything they shot went in, and it was about, the guys came up with it. They said, we have to redeem ourselves. We have that opportunity here. So that's kind of the focus of the week, getting prepared for going back in there. Was when you're around sports long enough, it was just unfortunate timing. We have our biggest crowd of the year and our biggest rival, and the roof crashes in on us because of the score, and that stuff you hate for it to happen, but it did, and now we have a chance. We get back in the saddle with them.
Mike, you went there with a purpose, though, did you not? Did you not want to go in there and have that very rhetoric come out of their mouths?
That was, yeah. I just wanted to bring it to a level of awareness for them, make sure that everybody was on the same page as they went through their workout and as we get ready to go on the ice today.
Do you think Matt learned a little bit watching on Friday?
Absolutely. I have no doubt, having been a player, having been sat out in my career and being up top and watching, you definitely get a different perspective, and it helps the next time you get in the ice. And I think I mentioned this on Friday night. I was amazed at how into it Matty was and how vocal he was on the bench, which was a good thing. So I do believe that it helped him.
Mike, how would you assess the season for Jed Holloway?
I had a talk with Jed after, it was Saturday morning after Friday night's game, and actually we had chatted a couple times, and there's definitely a level of frustration there for Jed. And the thing I don't know if people will know, like, he's putting in the extra time in practice in terms of skill work and taking shots and in the weight room to try to get out of this funk that he's been in. And we talked about it point blank, and he's frustrated. He wants to help this team. His single goal, and I have no doubt about this for Jed, is that he wants to help this team win, and he still feels that he can. And so getting that goal on Saturday night, I don't know if you noticed, but, young Luke Kunin came right off the ice and hugged him, when the puck went in the net, because he's been trying and pressing. And so the conversations are there. It's not an elephant in the room. We've talked about it, and we keep working toward getting him out of this.
Anything else for Coach?
We've got all conference ballots that are due here pretty soon. Who would you say on your squad deserves some consideration?
Well, the Big Ten, all rookie freshman, Big Ten freshman team, we will nominate and have nominated Luke for that. As far as the regular teams, I think that, for us, I think Kevin Schulz has done a really good job along with Eddie. I mean, for the ice time they get, their numbers probably aren't going to help them in terms of plus minus and points, but I think for us, those guys have been really good for us.